everybody, and welcome to the third HITLAB Women's Health Tech Challenge and our very first virtual challenge. I'm Savera Dargar, Director of the Women's Health Tech Initiative, and I'm joined by our Program Manager, Abby Stern, and our Marketing Manager, Justin Belova, who will be helping behind the scenes to make sure everything runs smoothly today. The mission of the Women's Health Tech Initiative is to promote and provide resources and unique solutions to the issues of women's health. Our vision is to create a reality where companies at the intersection of technology and women's health issues will have equal access to building, funding, and scaling healthcare technology innovations around the world. Today is part of that. And we are delighted to have you join us today to celebrate innovations in women's health tech field.
First, we'd like to thank those who sponsored awards for today's challenge, including NewRx, HTD, Horizon Government Affairs, the HITLAB Breakthrough Alliance, the Cavendish Impact Foundation, and RGNA. Your support makes these challenges possible and helps us meet our initiative's aim of promoting and providing resources and unique solutions to issues of women's health. We would also like to thank McDermott, Will, and Emery for hosting today's event on Zoom.
We have an agenda full of exciting events today. We'll hear from leaders in the field of women's health tech and have opportunities to network and learn from each other's expertise. Of course, we're all here to listen to our fantastic finalists pitch their innovation ideas to our expert panel of judges. We will wrap up today by announcing the results of the pitch competition and present awards to each of the innovators. Without further ado, we welcome Mark Mikovic to introduce McDermott, Will, and Emery and begin today's event.
Thank you, Savera. Hopefully everyone can hear me. My name is Mark Mikovic, and on behalf of McDermott, Will, and Emery, I want to welcome everyone to today's Women's Health Tech Challenge. We're very excited to be sponsoring this event now for the third time. We, of course, would have preferred to be hosting this event in person in our offices, but the Zoom conference will have to do for now as we all try to continue to stay safe and keep others safe. I'm a partner in McDermott's Corporate Transactions Group. I work primarily out of our firm's Silicon Valley office, but also spend a significant amount of time in Los Angeles. I head up our firm's California Transactions Group and also our firm's emerging companies and venture capital practice. I've been practicing for approximately 35 years, doing mergers and acquisitions, securities and capital markets work, and also general corporate and financing work for emerging companies. My clients span across industry sectors, but with a significant amount of work with life sciences, health tech, and other healthcare companies. This is a very exciting industry sector and a very important one, never more so than now. And I personally have had the good fortune to work with clients focused with products focused on women's health care. But before we turn to our first speaker, I'll take just a few minutes to provide a brief high-level description of our firm and quickly run through a few slides. If we can go to the next slide. So we have more than 1,100 lawyers in 20 offices, 13 in the United States and 7 in Europe. In the US, we have 4 offices in California, including our 2 Bay Area offices. Apologize for that. Chicago offices in Texas, and also 5 offices, as you can see, on the East Coast. We're very strong in Germany and Paris, London, and elsewhere in Europe as well. Next slide, please. This geographic breadth is more than matched by our breadth of coverage over a full range of substantive areas across our offices. In addition to our corporate and transactions practice, which is our firm's largest group, we have attorneys in the employee benefits and employment, global privacy and cybersecurity, intellectual property, tax, and other areas. We also have certain industry sectors for which we have dedicated industry groups. At the top of the list, not geographically based on order on the list on our chart, but in terms of prominence in our firm is the healthcare sector, which includes life sciences. We are proud to be regularly ranked at the very top of the list in terms of our healthcare practice. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned earlier, McDermott is a 3-time sponsor of the Women's Health Tech Challenge. Just a couple of elements to discuss in terms of our healthcare practice. It's really our healthcare practice, which includes life sciences, is really an interdisciplinary practice, which is comprised of transactional lawyers, but also importantly, intellectual property lawyers, regulatory lawyers, people that focus on employment law. We represent over 60% of the top 20 biopharmaceutical companies in the world. We have 140 of our 1,100 lawyers are dedicated to life sciences clients and issues. And many of these folks, intellectual property lawyers and lawyers in the regulatory space, hold advanced degrees in various fields relevant to life sciences. So we're very proud of our penetration in the life sciences and healthcare sector, and expect to continue that process. Just a couple things from this slide that I'll mention. We do pride ourselves in the intellectual property area in not just doing what's been assigned to us in terms of patent prosecution, but we really have folks that are specialize in helping companies strategically manage their IP footprint, strategically manage on a cost-effective basis how they want to build out their portfolios. And then we have a great deal of experience in actually implementing those goals, again, in the context of patent prosecution, but also with respect to licensing issues, in licensing and outbound licensing, and if the need should arise with respect to litigating IP issues that are focused on life sciences and health tech companies. We also have, if we could stay on that slide just for a second, our FDA and regulatory practice is another area to emphasize here. We have strong FDA lawyers and extremely strong health regulatory lawyers who focus on reimbursement issues, who focus on issues around what can be done with physicians and hospitals. We really represent kind of the full span of healthcare companies, and we found that in working with our life sciences and health tech companies, that experience and expertise has been very, very valuable. So our view is we have so some core values, and our view is our clients' goals are our goals. We love working with companies and entrepreneurs and helping them accomplish their goals, and are particularly proud of work in the healthcare space because of all the good that work creates with respect to society in general. It's important for us to do well by doing good, and we think that we do that. We always aspire to be better. That's our motto, and believe that excellence and happiness go hand in hand. We believe that we should be prioritizing solutions over ideas, meaning that we're very practical and solution oriented in how we approach problems, and we embrace new and diverse perspectives and are creative in searching for and implementing solutions on a daily basis. We believe we're very good at adapting to change and anticipating change and adapting quickly to it. Next slide, please. These are just some areas that we think they're they're integral to building a solid foundation for a emerging company on the legal side, and it starts at some level with the formation of an entity, get a corporate and tax structure involved there, but quickly you turn to intellectual property and protecting your intellectual property and making sure you're not running afoul of others. Capital raising, compliance on the regulatory side, employment issues and executive compensation issues all arise on a daily basis in our practice. We do a good amount of work with commercial transactions, and we've already talked about potentially managing litigation exposure if the need arises. Next slide, please. Okay, and I'll finish now. I think we want to get on to the first speaker. Of course, we do have a network of folks that we work with that help, that we allow and provide access to companies that we work with, and it really spans a wide variety of different service providers. We work with a lot of investment banks that can make introductions, commercial bankers, venture capital firms, accountants, insurance brokers, and that includes business insurance and also representation and warranty insurance for M&A transactions. I'm working with a couple of insurance brokers right now in the context of acquisition transactions I'm doing. HR management consultants, PR firms. So we're happy to bring to bear all of these folks in our network to help our clients achieve their goals. So that's a general overview of McDermott and a little bit about my practice. But I think, again, you're all here to hear from the speakers and to hear from the contestants. So I'll turn it back over.
Well, thank you, Mark, so much for the warm welcome to today's event. And thank you again to McDermott, Will, and Emery for hosting the virtual experience. It's definitely not the top of the Salesforce tower, but we'll take it. And we're really thankful for the team there. So as a reminder for this